In the height of the First World War, which took place a long time ago in April 1917, in a part of France called Northern France, there were two young British soldiers named Lance Corporal Will Schofield and Lance Corporal Tom Blake. They were given a very important task by their big boss, General Aaron Moore. Their job was to take a message to some other British soldiers called the 2nd Battalion of the Devonshire Regiment. This message was super important because it was telling these soldiers not to attack the Germans. Why? Because the Germans were pretending to run away, but they were actually planning to attack. And among those soldiers getting ready to attack were Blake's brother, Lieutenant Joseph Blake. The general had some pictures taken from above that showed how the Germans had set up their defenses. It was like nothing anyone had ever seen before. They had made this big, deep line of defense called the Hindenburg Line, and it was full of weapons and stuff. If the Devonshire Regiment attacked as Plan Ed, it would be a disaster. But here's the problem. All the phonies were broken, so they couldn't just call and tell the soldiers. That's why Schofield and Blake had to deliver the message in person. Schofield thought they should wait until it was dark to be safer, but Blake was really worried about his brother, so he wanted to leave right away. They had to travel 9 miles to reach their destination, and they needed to get there within 6 to 8 hours at most. On their way, they met a lieutenant named Leslie. He didn't believe the general's analysis and thought it might be a trap set by the Germans. But he showed them the best way to cross the dangerous area between the British and German trenches, called No Man's Land. While crossing, Schofield got hurt when his hand got caught in some sharp wire. They also found a trap set by the Germans, but luckily they managed to escape. Eventually, they reached an old farmhouse where they found a crashed German plane. They saved the pilot, but sadly, the pilot ended up hurting Blake. Schofield had to stop him, but it was too late. Blake died, but not before Schofield promised to finish the mission and tell Blake's mom about his bravery. Schofield continued alone, facing many dangers like snipers and German soldiers. He got hurt, but kept going. Eventually, he reached the British soldiers, but it was already too late. The attack had started. He rushed to stop it and finally delivered the message to their leader, Colonel Mackenzie. The attack was stopped and Schofield found Blake's brother. He told him what happened to Blake and gave him his things to take back home. Schofield also asked if he could write to Blake's mom about what happened. Exhausted, Schofield sat under a tree, thinking about his own family and the message, "Come back to us," written on one of the photos. It was a long and dangerous journey, but he had done his duty and saved many lives.